Welcome back to days 4 through 7 of the Stardew Valley Min-Max and 100% Perfection Guide. Today we will be preparing for our second starfruit harvest, so this will include Skull Cavern dives for more ores and money, and clearing more space on the farm. We will also buy a barn from Robin and take care of some other chores. Let's go ahead and get started with day 4 of summer. It looks like we will have a very good luck day today, a super luck day. The spirits are very happy. This means our daily luck will be increased anywhere from 0.07 to 0.1. So it's the most daily luck we can get. This will help us in the mines quite a bit. So of course we're going to Skull Cavern, and not only is our daily luck at the top tier, it's also a Thursday, which means we can pick ourselves up a magic rock candy from the desert trader. So we're going to go ahead and try to get there as early as possible, pick up some triple shots just because, gotta restock on those, and pick up that magic rock candy, which we will eat somewhere in the middle of the day to increase our luck. And you could already see that we're having a good start. Staircase right off the bat. Another staircase right after blowing it up with the bombs. I will be pretty generous with the amount of bombs and staircases I use, just because whenever it's a super luck day, I want to make the most of it and get down as far as I can, mine as much as I can. We've got a nice star floor on our hands. We're going to go ahead and bomb that. Use a staircase on the spiral floor, of course. And I am going to end up speeding up pretty much the whole day today. We're going to have a few cool treasure floors that I'll show. But I won't skip over anything today, since this is a really nice Skull Cavern dive. I'm just going to have it fast forward the whole time, commentate over it, and see what we get here. Some warp totem farms, not bad. Those will come in handy, because any warp totems just saves us time walking, and saving time is the name of this game, so I am not complaining about those. We're just rushing down as fast as possible, using bombs generously. Our galaxy sword is shredding the serpents and the enemies. I will use bombs on like gold and iridium ore, because they do take 2 hits to my iridium ore takes like 4 hits, but gold still takes 2 hits even with the iridium pickaxe, so it is a good idea to bomb gold. And the slimes are annoying as usual. I did see an iridium ore node, which turned out to be a rock crab, so I went for it, and we'll probably craft the staircase because it's a spiral floor. We're just going to keep diving down as fast as we can. I'm going to keep the footage sped up at 4 times, and for future dives, like on day 6 or 8, I will just skip over a large portion of the footage just because there isn't too much exciting going on. But in this run we are using a magic rock candy, and it looks like I will use it right now. Yeah, there we go. And it's going to increase our luck by +5. So it's going to be, things are going to get pretty good now. Look at that, already a treasure chest floor with an auto grabber. That's worth 25,000 gold, because we would have ended up buying one anyway for Marnie, because we don't want to manually milk all of our cows and goats and pick up all of the eggs and stuff from the coop. So the auto grabber saved us tons of time, and just getting one saved us money, 25,000 gold. The Omni Geode's not really that good of a reward, but it's fine. Iridium bars, not the best. There's better things, but they are worth 1,500 gold a piece. So they've got that going for them. And we've got quite a few mummy floors here. We're just going to try to blow some of them up, because eventually we are going to want to complete all of the monster slayer goals, eradication goals. So that does include serpents too. Serpents we need to slay 250, and we'll unlock the napalm ring, which is one of my favorite rings. Whenever you kill an enemy, it'll create a small explosion which will destroy some rocks nearby, which is pretty helpful because often you'll be slaying enemies near the rocks. So once we get that, it'll help quite a bit. The mummies, we just have to slay 100 of them. It'll unlock the arcane hat, which is just a vanity item, so there's no need to rush for that, but eventually we'll end up doing that. The pepper Rexes are a tough one because they're only on the dinosaur floors, or rarely on other floors in Skull Cavern. We need to slay 50 of those. We'll unlock the Knight's Helmet, another vanity item, so no rush for that. And the slimes take quite a while. You need to kill 1,000 of them, but we'll eventually do that. We get the Slime Charmer Ring, which makes us invulnerable to slimes, which we'll probably not end up using just because there's some better rings to utilize. We did get another treasure chest floor, some Omni Geodes, not the best reward, but we are getting quite a few treasure chest floors, and I do believe the rate of those floors is increased by our daily luck and food item buff luck, so that's pretty nice. We're just about to make it down to floor 80. We still only have one prismatic shard. It's 7 p.m. floor 80, so not too bad. We got pretty deep pretty fast, so in that regard it's pretty nice. Whenever I do eat a magic rock candy, I always want to make sure I get at least 3 prismatic shards, which obviously you can't guarantee. You just have to get lucky and get lots of iridium nodes. It will be a 1 out of 25 chance from each iridium node, so on average, destroying and mining 25 iridium nodes should get you 1 prismatic shard. On average, of course. It's all dependent on the RNG factor. But we'll see. We've got ourselves 3 prismatic shards now, so we have paid off our magic rock candy. And of course the magic rock candy, the point isn't for getting more prismatic shards. The only use for prismatic shards now for us is in the future when we can enchant our weapons. They are also worth 2,000 G, but that's not a crazy good amount. And we can gift them to everybody except for Haley, who loves the gift, but we don't really need to do that too much because we've got other items to give them. So our main focus from the magic rock candy is the iridium ore, because the iridium ore is the most reliable thing from Skull Cavern. We can get tons of it, smelt it, and sell the bars for lots of money. And the reason we are continuing to mine in Skull Cavern is because we will need to sell a lot more iridium bars and other stuff in order to afford 960 starfruit seeds on the 10th day of summer. And after that harvest, we will do another 960 starfruits. 960 times 400 G a piece means we will need 384,000 G for each harvest. In previous videos, I had mistakenly used the sell price of starfruit, 200 G, in my calculations when doing my voiceovers, but in-game I still have been preparing for the 400 price, so please excuse my mistake there. 384,000 divided by the sell price of iridium bars, 1,500, means we can sell 256 iridium bars to afford 960 starfruit seeds. We do pass out and make it to the next day, and check out this haul. 5 prismatic shards, 254 iridium ore. I forgot how much we started with, but we got a decent amount right there. Not as good as that, I think the 26th of spring, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and get started with our 5th day of summer now. Today is a stormy day, which means if we place lightning rods on our farm, the lightning will hit the lightning rods and produce battery packs for us. Sadly, we can't craft any right now. We just have 1 on us in our chest from the community center bundles, which is nice. We'll be able to place that today and get 1 battery pack out of it. Now, before I get to that, we are going to hoe a little bit of dirt here to make room for some coffee beans. We're going to head back up to the chests, grab some iridium ore to smelt. Always eat the spicy eel, so we move faster and check the mail. It looks like Mayor Lewis is missing his lucky purple shorts. Unfortunately for him, if we do find them, we may end up keeping them for ourselves, because why not? And let's grab the speed grow. We have room to plant 16 total, since we have 2 quality sprinklers we'll be able to place there eventually. We're going to just plant the fertilizer, the speed grow, and the coffee beans for now, and head down to the secret woods. So since it is storming, it made me realize we need to get to level 6 foraging so we can start crafting lightning rods. Even if we hit level 6 foraging today, we won't be able to craft them today. We'll be able to unlock the recipe and craft them starting tomorrow, but we do want to get this done as soon as possible, so I will today. And we're really just going to clear a bunch of trees on our farm. I'm going to go ahead and just skip over it. And look at that. It's 4 p.m. now. We've chopped down a lot of trees on the farm that we will end up needing to chop down anyway, because we're going to want to clear space for more starfruit. And I'm just checking if I've reached level 6 foraging yet. I'm going to restore some energy real quick. And let's see. Level 6 foraging. We're done with that for now. We can craft lightning rod starting tomorrow, but we will place this one that we have right now. And after we place it, we're going to go ahead and skip over any inventory organizing and just go straight to the regular mines. So I used the Stardew predictor to see that the mushroom floor was on floor 84. So I start at floor 80, mine down to this floor, and I'm just gathering the mushrooms because they are nice money, so might as well take advantage of it when I can. And after this, we're just going to spend the rest of the day dust sprite farming. So we are low on coal, so we're going to do a little dust sprite farming to get more coal. And then, let's fast forward a bit to the end of the day. There's a few more dust sprites we're going to try to reach, and then pass out. So that's day 5. We will see that we've reached level 6 foraging. We can craft lightning rods now, which is huge. And we're on to day 6. So today is just going to be a Skull Cavern day. Not as exciting as day 4, but I will skip over a lot of the Skull Cavern portion of this day, so it will be a quick one. We are going to skip over organizing our stuff, and we do need to harvest our wheat, and we're going to replace it with some melon seeds. These coffee beans I didn't have sprinklers for yet, so I do have to manually water them, and I will craft a sprinkler. It looks like I can't actually craft another one because I didn't have the gold bar for it. Wow, our medical bill from Dr. Harvey was 1G. Poor Dr. Harvey's probably not making a whole lot of money off of us, but that's okay. I'm gonna pick up some triple shot espresso from the desert trader. And let's take a look at his trades unique to Saturday. His trades are 1 of a season's forageable seeds costing 2 of another type. These usually are not worth it in my opinion, but we can keep the winter seeds costing 2 spring seeds in the back of our mind, since we will need a way to complete the winter foraging bundle of the community center before winter itself comes. The crystal fruit and winter root will be pretty easy to get since they're dropped by dust sprites and blue slimes in the mines, respectively. The snow yam and crocus are a lot tougher, but we can potentially get lucky and get them from the traveling cart. But to have a better chance, winter seeds are probably the way to go. We likely won't have to worry about making a trade with the desert trader for these, since we can get 10 winter seeds from a museum reward, but it is a nice backup plan if needed. Having that said, we will need a nautilus shell for the field research bundle, but it can only be forged on the beach in the winter. The seed I use does have the traveling cart sell the nautilus shell on fall 21, which will be the day we end up completing the community center. We will start to develop a barn and a coop and buy an apple and pomegranate sapling very soon, which will allow us to cover all the other bundles in time. We also will get a red cabbage seeds and a rabbit foot from the Serpents and Skull Cavern, so those items are covered too. So overall, I would say that the nautilus shell is a huge limiting factor in completing the community center early, and a seed that has one sold by the traveling cart is necessary to complete it before the first winter of the year. There's a chance to get lucky and get one from Demetrius in the mail at a high enough friendship level, that is. but that is very RNG dependent, so I would say a seed that guarantees it being sold from the traveling cart is very necessary. And using the Stardew Valley predictor, you can check the seed and what will be sold on what days by the traveling cart. So that will be very useful to us, and I'll definitely be utilizing that. Oh wow, would you look at the time? It's already 1:50 a.m. and we're about to pass out. That was sure a quick Skull Cavern dive. And of course, we did skip over a lot of that footage since it wasn't really too exciting. We did get a good amount of iridium ore and reach level 10 combat. We will pick brute for the damage increase, but eventually use the shrine in the sewers to change that to the acrobat profession once we unlock the galaxy hammer. Let's get started with day 7 now, the last day of this video. We'll go ahead and check our TV for the weekly Queen of Sauce episode. We always have to remember to do this on Sundays, since we will need to craft every food item in the game for one of the perfection goals. This will end up being the limiting factor on completing perfection as soon as possible, sadly, since we will need to wait until the last Sunday of winter year 2 to obtain the last recipe needed to cook every item. We will, however, try to complete all the other goals as soon as possible and still min-max the rest of the run up until we reach perfection. Now we're gonna go ahead and harvest some of our wheat that's ready, replace them with some melon seeds since we still have extras of those. And down here we've crafted a new sprinkler to water our coffee beans that we planted a couple days ago. And with that, we're gonna do some organizing. And now let's head on over to Clint's, where we're just gonna end up selling some of our gems to him. But before we can do that, we have to wait for him to open, so we're just gonna do a little fishing, try to get a pike, which this ends up being a pike. And we also want to get a sunfish, because I forget if we've caught a sunfish or not. We may have caught one just on the first day of spring from the guaranteed sunfish catch when it ends up being like a trash item or whatnot, but that's all besides the point. We're just gonna fish for a little bit of time to kill some time here, and then once it hits 9 o'clock, like right now, we're gonna go ahead and sell all of our stuff. And what are we gonna do with all this money? We're actually gonna end up buying the barn. So this is our first time visiting the carpenter's shop since the first day when we met Sebastian here. And we're going to place this barn pretty close to our house so that when we check on our animals in it, we don't have to walk very far away from the house. So we still got quite a bit of money left. We're going to head over to Pierre's and purchase a pomegranate sapling and an apple sapling. We're going to place these today on our farm so that they will take 28 days to grow, and then on fall 7th, they will bear fruit. We'll want these for the artisan bundle of the community center, which you need 6 different items, but can choose from 12 different items. 6 of them are fruit tree fruits, and then the other 6 are like animal products and like honey and jam. So we'll end up probably doing the 2 fruit trees, everything else, and then skipping out on the truffle oil and the goat cheese, as we'll need to upgrade the barn for those. So this will allow us to complete the pantry a little bit sooner. It looks like Vincent and Jazz are looking into the sewers. So the sewers, we learn that Gunther holds the key, and in order to get the key from Gunther, we need to donate 60 unique items to the museum. So eventually, once we do that, we'll be able to talk to Krobus, who's probably the guy that scares the 2 kids right now. And this reminds me, Jazz has a birthday on the 4th of summer, and that was a couple of days ago. We actually forgot that. It was the Thursday we went to Skull Cavern, so it was probably more worth it to go to Skull Cavern since it was a super luck day and we got the magic rock candy. So a little bit unfortunate. We'll have to try a little bit harder to level up our friendship with Jazz quickly, but that's okay. And now we're taking a visit to the secret woods to chop some stumps to gather some hardwood and increase our foraging XP. Again, the best source is probably the secret woods until we unlock the mahogany trees. But for now, we can't do those. We have to level up our foraging seeds to unlock the seeds for that. And before we head back to the farm, we're just checking if there's any forageables around the forest. And we're going to spend pretty much the entire day from now clearing the farm, because for the 10th day of spring, we want to have a lot more open space to plant a lot more starfruit. Remember, we're going to try to do 960 starfruit seeds now. So this whole bottom left area, we're going to want to clear. That way we'll be able to do about 2 more setups with our scarecrows. And that'll put us at a total of 960 starfruit seeds. I am using some bombs to blow up the rocks just because there's so many. And they will also take a few hits on the trees, which will make them take less hits to chop down once we chop them down. Again, I'm focusing on this bottom left area because we'll want this whole space cleared for our starfruit seeds. Now, if you remember, we are a bit low on gold bars, so we are going to head back to the mines tonight and finish up our day there, farming some gold ore, because we'll need gold, iron, and refined quartz in order to craft some more quality sprinklers for our new starfruit plots. We are going to spend a quick moment on the mushroom floor, which I always check from the Stardew Valley predictor, and finish up our day on a floor filled with quite a bit of gold. This is a pretty good floor for gold. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video. So thanks again, as always, for watching. I appreciate any comments I receive, so feel free to leave a comment on what you liked or with any suggestions. And if you're looking forward to seeing the next video, please consider subscribing. The next video will include day 10, where we'll harvest our starfruit and buy 960 more seeds. So look forward to that, and goodbye.